Now we're just going to jump in and do these. We need to collect 20 mods, apply 4 mods to a single Warframe weapon, upgrade any mod to rank 2 or higher for the fusion process, and defeat 3 Xmas enemies on Earth. So, let's see. Have we got a spy mission that we can do? We can also visit Cetus already. So this is where a lot of players were getting confused whenever they're watching my original guide, because they didn't know what Cetus was. So, you love the ship, you think it's hilarious? Yeah, but Ortis is pretty funny. So, yeah, so let's jump in and we'll do this lift defense. We'll do it solo. And get our XP towards our scanner and stuff like that. Easy video? Yeah, man. Easy video. Well, I guess I'm going to turn this part into a video as well. This is just kind of the general progression. Going through Earth, visiting Cetus for the first time. Stuff like that. So, we'll see how it fares up against, like, my original experience on, thing. Wait, what is X? Every new Warframe player for the first year, but once a week? Yeah, I know, right? What's Cetus? What's the Plains of Eidolon? What's Meermaid Strike? I don't know what that is. What is Impact, Puncture, and Slash? Oh, that's my damage? I didn't know that. Feels weird, man. It's weird because damage isn't explained to the player at all. Like, you don't know what Impact, Puncture, and Slash is until you go out of your way to look it up from a third-party resource, like the wiki or YouTube video. So it's like, you know, you could go into the codex, but, like, they never urge you to go into the codex, right? What's up, Great Art? How are you doing, dude? Like, they never push you in there. So, it's nice that, like, everything you need to know is literally in the codex. It's just never thrown in the player's face, which kind of sucks. But, you know, it's whatever. I think at the beginning of the game, they have so much room for character development and stuff like that by making, like, more of the nodes on Earth and stuff like that just, like, plot points. Like, yo, on Earth, there's this here thing, and there's some character development with Ludus explaining lore about Earth and the Grenier and stuff like that. And also, like, teaching you a few things to do with combat and damage and stuff like that, saying, hey, the Grenier have armor, X, Y, and Z element does more damage versus enemies who have armor. Like, even just a Ludus cutting in with that dialogue, or it appearing as, like, text at the start of your mission, that would be cool. Like, if we came all the way back down here, and where we started, like, if it said, if you're struggling, try equipping toxin damage, or corrosive damage, or whatever, like, just as a little floating text here, that would be cool. And that just shows up on all of the missions that appear on Earth by default, so people can always come back and, you know, get those tooltips and stuff like that, instead of throwing them in the top left-hand corner and little tiny text and loading screens and stuff like that, and tips in the modding section. It's better if they just throw it in the player's face, at least in my opinion. I don't know. Say cream cheese is very nice. Cream cheese is very nice. There you go, dude. Kill this guy. So there's actually a lot of potential for some rare mods to drop from the enemies on Earth. So you can get Streamline, you can get Flow, you can get Intensify. Continuity you can't get. You can even get Crimson Dervish from Bombards, implying you stay long enough in these missions. So if you level your stuff up, you play against higher level enemies on Earth, you could maybe get Crimson Dervish super early and have a super OP melee. But that's down to the player, of course. I kind of like that they don't push you to answers, though. Yeah, it's good, but it also, like, leads to a lot of confusion. Like, people are like, oh, how do I do this? Or I'm stuck on this boss. They might add it one day, they just didn't create the game in a traditional manner. Yeah, that's true. Feels bad. But that's the point in the series that I'm making right now, is to kind of go through and be all like, hey, if this thing was added in here, this would be cool. Like, there's the opportunity to do this here. So, like, you know, just if someone happens to watch it and they're like, oh, hey, that might actually be a very good low effort idea to add into the game that'll help people out, you know? That type of thing. So it's all about throwing things in where stuff already exists, like just throwing it in the player's face. So, you know, if you're struggling with this mission, try equipping the pressure point mod. Like, literally telling the player that, hey, this thing will increase your damage. You know, that type of thing. What's up, AO4? How you doing, dude? 100% sounds like a good idea to me. Same, dude. Same. Well, so this is going to be uploaded to YouTube as a series. Just going through the game, relearning it, because they changed all of the primary and secondary weapons. Like the MR requirements and stuff like that. Showing the player what's best if they watch this series, and just to kind of hear my thoughts and opinions on the current state of the game, like going through it again. You know? As long as they let you turn it off in the options. Yeah, that would be good as well. You know? Giving the player the option is always a good thing. So DE doesn't take your suggestions directly? No. I mean, I find it's always better to, at least with the Warframe community, is if you recommend the change in the public spotlight. And if they say, hey, this is a good idea, like, publicly, then it means that they are potentially more likely to, you know, actually implement said idea. Because it happened with me on the second stream podcast. I don't know if you guys were around for that. Like, I'm assuming most of you guys are newer players here listening into this or watching it live on stream. But they used to do a podcast after the dev stream called the second stream podcast. And for the first few episodes, any single content creator could join in and just talk about the game and talk about what they showed off in the dev stream and recommend stuff and things. But then they closed it off, so it was like limited to people who were invited, which, you know, of course they had to do that at some point. That's understandable. I never got invited back to it for whatever reason, but in the second episode of that, I recommended, whenever raids were still a thing, I recommended that instead of your daily timer for raids, like resetting an hour, like just whenever you completed the raid, that it reset just with like your master rank tests and stuff like that, like at the 1 o'clock in the morning. During BST, and then 12 o'clock at night during GMT, that type of thing. So just on a 24-hour clock. I thought that made more sense. So I was just like, yeah, so just make this reset whenever trades reset. And then that would make a lot more sense, and it would allow people to schedule and organize their raids, you know, a lot more efficiently. Just be more convenient for people. And then about 2 days after I made that recommendation, the change got added into the game, which was awesome. You know, I felt really good. Like, it was like, holy shit, the developers actually took something on board and they did something with it. So I'm like, anytime that I want to see a change in the game now, or like I want to just kind of go through the game, then yeah, more than happy to take partner suggestions, but it's easier to throw the leads out and to let the good ones rise up to the top. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. The last round of this. So we're just going through all the missions to begin with. We're not staying in or anything like that. iFlynn trying to avoid calling it a beginner's guide. This isn't a beginner guide. This is me relearning the game and relearning what is best, and taking a look at the master rank requirements and stuff like that, and kind of coming to terms with what I'm gonna have to explain to players, because they've made it so that a lot of the prime weapons and stuff like that are locked at like master rank 13, 14, such as the Tigris Prime or the Axtiletto Prime. So it completely changes up what people recommend that players go for to begin with, and what they should be shooting for in terms of like what master rank they should be hitting. I would say at a minimum, you want to be hitting at least master rank 16. So there's certain mastery ranks that you want to be going for, you know, certain pieces of content in the game. Like, I wouldn't recommend to a player jumping into the game to like jump straight into the Plains of Eidolon. I would say wait until like master rank 5 or something, when you have like, you know, maybe a heck and whatever with the multi-shot mod and stuff like that. So the developers definitely need to listen to your recommendations more, Flynn. I mean, they don't have to. Like, I think how the developers work at the minute is they have like a list of things that they want to get done, and then they just follow the list of things that they want to do, and then like there's nice to haves and stuff like that. We could technically go for the gifts of the Lotus here. We could do that if we really wanted to. At the Dex Dacra, the Dex Sibris. I mean, there's no reason that I shouldn't go for it, because it's an annual thing that comes around. So these Dex weapons, so these alerts right here called Gifts of the Lotus, these are missions that you won't normally see on your first playthrough of the game. But because it's March, and this is the annual anniversary of Warframe, we're able to get these Dex weapons and these Dex cosmetics, which are basically, they come around every single March. So we'll be doing those. I won't do them right now, but we'll do them like later on. because I just want to focus on leveling the scanner and stuff first and getting these master rank requirements done. So we have to apply 4 mods to a single Warframe or weapon. Pretty straightforward. Change your Warframe colors. I don't have any colors. So if we just go to our scanner and we throw on... I don't actually have 4 or more. So let's see with Volty Boy here. Throw on Flow, throw on Continuity, throw on Intensify, and there we go. We have the achievement. And that's equipping our 4 mods right there. So that's awesome. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to unequip those. So, and then we're going to turn our broken mods into Endo. So anything that has a crack on it just basically is not worth keeping unless it's something specific. So, Lannis, appreciate the sub with Twitch Prime, man. Thank you. These aren't broken. Thunder and Weave isn't broken. Shell Compression. Those broken. Equilibrium's broken. I'm going to keep Feast Wit because I'm going to need that for farming the what's it called? The Cephalon fragments. Stretch is broken, redirection is broken, vitality is broken, pressure point is broken, a redirection is not broken. We're going to dissolve that for 185 endo, which is going to allow us to rank up our mods that are worth it a little bit more. So pressure point, fully maxed out already. It's awesome. Maybe Fury just a little bit. Okay, we can put it up by 1 or 2 ranks, and then that's going to allow us to upgrade our melee. Show them how tell what mods are equipped. What do you mean? What mods are equipped on Warframes? By going in here? Or what's up? You can buy Shamrock colors for 1 credit right now. That's a good point, dude. That is a good point. So let's go ahead and apply pressure point. Go up here. Yeah, so there's a special event running at the minute. You can buy the Shamrock color palette, which is just like a St. Patrick's Day thing. Where did I actually get that at? Featured? Popular? No? Warframes? Bundles? Cosmetic bundles? No? Miscellaneous? No? Sometimes popular community ideas end up pretty terrible ideas. It's pretty easy to throw out half-baked ideas without actually looking at the consequences of that idea. Yeah. Isn't it finished? It ends at the 19th. Is it gone? Oh, it's gone. Okay. There you go. It's gone, chat. Gone. Feels bad, man. Spy80 or 0808. Appreciate the sub, dude. Or the follow. Excuse me. Derping. Defeat 3 Xmas enemies on Earth. So, the fastest way to do this is to play this Exterminate mission and just go free and kill them. Ouch. Feels bad, man. It's alright, dude. It's okay. So we'll just be speedrunning for Hero Revolt. And killing the Xmas enemies. Hopefully. Implying they spawn. So we practically one-hit enemies already. Of course they're level 1, but we have a fully upgraded pressure point on, so... Put the alarm. Turn that off just so we can get our stealth bonus. Flynn, finally caught a stream, long time no see. What's up, dude? How you doing, man? We're actually recording for YouTube right now. We're just kind of relearning what's going on in the game. Down here. You just have to follow the red markers in your mini-map. So because these guys have a blue aura at their feet, we know that there's an Xmas enemy nearby. And also this is a Cephalon fragment that we'll need to scan at a later date on Mars. So it's worth knowing what that looks like. Just selling mods for credits early is there'll be a ton of crafting and stuff like that. That's true. But the way I do it is I run spy missions, so they give you a pretty hefty credit reward anyway, especially if you get a credit cache. So I prefer to sell them for endo, just so I can rank those mods up as soon as possible and start one-hitting as early on as possible as well. Of course, you're going to have the leeway to sell mods for credits as well if you really want to later on, but I value getting the endo over the credits first, especially at the very, very beginning. That's 2 Xmas enemies killed. Looking for one more. Hopefully there is one more. These guys, and then we only have to do 1 run. We did kill 2 there. 145% crit damage, 200% critical chance. Better on a Vectus. It really depends on the other stats that you have on your Rivet as well, man. And what your build overall looks like. What do you get whenever you scan the purple fragments? The purple fragments are for music in your personal quarters. You could get a drop condition overload there. What are the chances? Super low. Super low. Why are you ranking at Volt? Because we're playing the game again. Playing the video game, man. Easy peasy. The ultimate guide, new beginner guide for 2018. This isn't what we're recording right now. This is basically me going through the game and learning stuff like that. Like just like, you know, primary, secondary weapons to go for because all the master rank requirements were changed up, and kind of just like figuring out what is the best thing to do at what time. That type of thing. How early can you get the personal quarters? I believe you have to have the Warframe and the Chains of Harrow completed, so get it pretty early. I'm still doing slide attacks even though I don't have Maiming Strike. That's how addicted I am to slide attacking. I am. Feels bad. Heated charge, nice. There's an Xmas. Okay, we're done. Cool. Let's just complete the mission. So this guy, stealth attack. Just Warframe? Yeah, you need the Warframe for the personal quarters, and then the Chains of Harrow for the prologue. That's what it is. Lover Eximus. Cool.
Another successful mission. Find extraction.
Between clan and market, there's tons of weapon options. Oh yeah, there's tons of weapons that you can go for now. But I think what we're going to be going for the get-go, we're probably going to be going for the Heck and the Atomos. You're going to use this to find stuff out and then make another account? Exactly. So this is going to be uploaded as a series in itself to kind of like just, you know, play for the game again. Learn it and stuff like that. And then, you know, make the beginner guides where I explain literally everything to the players who are just new. So, you know. No Sobek love? I mean, the Heck, you get that 200% multi-shot mod from the Steel Meridian pretty early, so yeah. That's what it's all about. Anyone think that they'll add more to the spoiler mode in the Venus open area? What do you mean the spoiler mode? Price for Space Mom? Feels bad, man. This is technically kind of your first boss fight, a little bit. We're just gonna go up and we're gonna whack Rhino. And hopefully kill him. We don't have a radial blind, so we can't just blind him to kill him. Kind of have to whack him. There we go. Rhino is now kill. Hey, watch this little cutscene. Because of the MR system, the weapons get better and better. I got a new guy playing with that. Can't wait for MR6 to get Soma. Fell in love with the Heck and Krikata. Awesome. You already tell what frame is next and everything you need to know, guide series. Frost. How do I play the game with no hands fling? Unfortunately, you can't. Will the beginner guide be scripted? Maybe. It kind of depends. Beginner guides, I kind of just like jumping in and then breaking everything down and explaining it to people just whenever we come across certain things. It just feels more fluid in that way, where I feel like if I scripted it, it'd be like, kind of weird. But, yeah, so we've moved on to Venus now. Next up, we'd have to defeat Jackal, complete 10 waves of defense in Tessera, rescue a hostage, and defeat 10 Xmas enemies in Venus. So we're going to have to play through this. I think if we get 3 enemies, maybe 5 or 6 times on E-Gate, so that's going to be fun. But I think what I'll do here is I will, I'll visit Cetus, just to get this out of the way. And then we'll see what we can do. The Furious is your favorite early game gun? Awesome, man. Awesome, good stuff. About the cutscene. I remember playing this back in October. Like, the first time I logged on to this. It was so dope. I was so blown away. I was like, holy shit, this is actually a thing. You're green? You're green. What's up, dude? What is Justice? It's like a syndicate effect. Go for Rhino first? Nah, I usually skip over Rhino. I don't know. I don't like him. Not one of my favorites to play. He's still definitely useful, but People said that Warframe gets them lost, but you just follow the Junction requirements, you'll be fine. People don't understand the game. Just as an electronic music producer. Sam and Red. Think Rhino makes it too easy? Potentially, man. What's the Syndicate effect? It's like a big explosion, dude. There's a blast proc and restores your health. Set it for the Shrek B movie, Behold the Truth. What? He's super good for some of the early annoying bosses like the Raptor. Yeah, we can do it faster. There's better ways to do it, Zach. Radio Blind Redeemer combo. Remember that? So this is your first ever look at Cetus. It's very spoopy. Okay, hello. So I'm pretty sure we have to do our first bounty to prove ourselves, and then we get the Gara quest. Make him go away. Extend it for Infinity War? Infinity War?
The plains of Eidolon, the site of an historic battle between the Orokin and a great sentient. These plains are a vast graveyard of the sentients who attacked the tower long ago. If local legends are true, you do not want to be out here at night.
We're out here at night. Oh, hello.
Grineer can never be allowed to live comfortably on the plains. Let's make this place
Fighting with Scanna. Let's go. We got this. Only thing that's gonna mess me up here is the Vombulists. Dude, I don't watch movies, man. I don't watch movies. No, solo him. Level 10 Vault soloing an Eidolon. Yeah. So I didn't think that I would be jumping into the plains this early on, but I guess I kind of have to. They kind of force you into the plains from the get-go, which is interesting. They're only level 3. That's alright. Yeah, I've never actually played. Well, I have played, but I haven't, like, immersed myself into the beginner player experience of the Plains of Eidolon, so it's interesting to see how they've incorporated it in, you know? Yo, Flynn, how the fuck do you get your amps and you kill Eidolons? You gotta just farm those intact cores from Sentients, either on Leo or from the Vombulists on the Plains itself. For your Syndicate rep. Not using Xeneric? I don't have it. The guy. Rip guy. Don't have enough energy for my first. Feels bad. Missing out in the affinity. Smurf, dude? Smurf. Yeah. Smurf account. Pick up these resources. Every single resource is, like, crucial at the beginning of the game. Complete 10 bounties. So that's your first bounty ever completed, and we got redirection. We already had a fixed version of that, but I don't see why. Wiki save this game for me. What's happening? So we're playing for the game from the get-go to kind of just relearn it. Everything that we need to do. So the fact that we got redirection kind of annoys me because we already had like a, you know, a non-broken version of redirection, and it seems like every time that I play for this game, you always have like a non-broken version of redirection at the very beginning. So you seen some new players wandering around at night in the plains? Yeah, it happens, dude. Definitely happens. So you can get your first quest from Konzo here by selecting a personal favor, and that's what we'll be doing. That's what we'll be doing in the next video. So. Yeah, I'm gonna probably call it quits for the stream tonight, guys, because it is currently 10 minutes past 9. So we got 2 videos of this series made, and those will be uploaded if you've missed like the beginning of this series, those will be uploaded within the next 2 days. So one will be uploaded Tuesday, one will be uploaded Wednesday, and then we'll, you know, keep on continuing the game. So that's going to be it for the stream. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the bits. Thank you for all the subs and stuff like that. I'll be live again tomorrow from 5 o'clock up until 9 o'clock. So 5 p.m. GMT to 9 p.m. GMT. Thank you guys for watching tonight. And we're going to go ahead and get another frame streamer. So let me go ahead and see who's online. So.